Hi ladies, it's Michelle and I'm very excited for our first beauty swap. Now I wanted to give everybody some tips and suggestions on how to sanitize your makeup before we get to the party. Just to let you know, we're also going to have a sanitizing station and we'll teach you how to do this at the party as well in case you don't have time to do so before Friday. So first off, let's get started right away. I wanted to first explain the things like mascaras and lip glosses, things that are in a tube and that are kind of sticky and that have contact with your face and that you put back in the tube. These, there's really no way to sanitize used mascaras or glosses. Hopefully you haven't used them too much. This is kind of a swap at your own discretion. If it's something you maybe used once or put on your hand and put on with your finger, that's fine. But like I said, there's really no way to sanitize things that are tube. With that said, I have plenty of lip gloss and mascara samples that can be traded. So think about those samples that you have lying around that you may not use. So those lip glosses and mascaras. First of all, I'm going to show you how to sanitize a lipstick. Now, this is the easiest thing to do. I'm going to move the camera down to my work area. Just using, in this bottle, I have isopropyl rubbing alcohol, you know, the kind you get from the store for 99 cents. And I'm just going to spray that on a paper towel. This is exactly the way we did it at the cosmetics counter when I worked for Shiseido. So we do what's called shaving the lipstick. So right where I sprayed, I'm just going to use that part of the lipstick that touches your lips and run it back and forth. So you make that nice slant in your lipstick. If you want to, you can dip the entire thing in alcohol, just lightly dip it and let it dry. Rubbing alcohol dries fairly quickly, so you can just put that aside and make sure it's dry before you cover it. The next thing is anything like a shadow, a blusher, bronzers, any type of powders. This is fairly easy as well. What I'm going to do is just take a piece of paper towel like this and I'm going to fold it into four so I have a nice straight edge. I'm going to take my alcohol and spray one side with the alcohol. It shouldn't be too damp. If you want to dip in the alcohol, you can just let it dry a little bit. It shouldn't be soaking. It should just be damp enough. Now you take that edge and just lightly brush the top of your shadow just like that, so you can see I'm basically taking away a very light top layer with the side of the paper towel that has been misted with the alcohol. And then, heck, while I'm at it, I'm just going to clean the rest of the container as well, so it's nice and sparkly and new. Pretty easy. Now, the reason why you don't want to saturate your paper towel too much is that it would get your product wet. But don't worry, alcohol dries fairly quickly, so even if you get your product wet, it's not going to change the dimensions of the product. Now, don't try this with water because water will actually stay in there and harden your powder. So, rubbing alcohol. Same thing, this is a cream product. Here I have a cream blusher. I'm going to take my paper towel, fold it into 4 pieces, spray one edge of it, and just go over, take one very small layer off the top. Now you don't have to press too hard at all. And with the cream shadow, actually this is cream blush, you can see your little paper towel marks where you're taking off the product. So that's pretty simple. Okay, last but not least, pencils. Fairly easy. If you have a pencil that you've used, and this one has been used just slightly, all we need to do is sharpen it. Now, if you have one of those retractable pencils, I would do the same thing I did with the lipstick. Spray your paper towel with the alcohol and just rub every side of that. And I usually do that with pencils anyways, in between our clients sharpen and then spray them down a little bit. I do have a couple of brushes that are unused. If you have any tools that you're trading, you can also spray that with the alcohol on a paper towel. For